Have you ever stopped to consider that a routine choice you make every morning, slipping on a pair of underwear, might be silently affecting your energy, your fertility, and even your sexual health? It might sound like an exaggeration, but the science behind this everyday habit is compelling and straightforward. Here's a fascinating fact: out of all the species on Earth, humans are the only ones who deliberately cover their genital area with an additional layer of clothing. This isn't just a quirky piece of trivia, it has real, science-backed consequences for men's health that most people are completely unaware of. In this discussion, we're going to explore why you might want to rethink wearing underwear every single day. The information we'll cover could genuinely transform how you feel and function, so let's dive into the details. To grasp why this seemingly small habit matters, we need to understand the remarkable design of the male body. Have you ever wondered why the testicles are positioned outside the main body cavity? This isn't a random quirk of evolution, it's a deliberate and critical feature. The testicles reside in the scrotum to maintain a temperature roughly 2 to 3 degrees Celsius, or about 4 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit, cooler than the body's core temperature of 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, 37 Celsius. This slightly cooler environment is essential for their two primary functions: producing healthy sperm and synthesizing testosterone, the hormone that powers male vitality. Nature has engineered an elegant, self-regulating system to maintain this optimal temperature. When it's cold, the scrotum contracts, pulling the testicles closer to the body for warmth. When it's warm, it relaxes, allowing them to descend and increase surface area for cooling. This dynamic process ensures the testicles operate in their ideal temperature range, supporting both fertility and hormonal health. Now, consider what happens when we introduce modern underwear, particularly tight-fitting styles like briefs or boxer briefs made from synthetic, non-breathable materials. These garments create an artificial environment that disrupts the body's natural temperature regulation. By pressing the testicles closer to the body's warmth and encasing them in fabric that traps heat and moisture, we override this finely tuned system. This isn't a one-time issue, it's a daily occurrence for most men, with potential consequences that build over time. The effects can manifest in 3 key areas: an unhealthy microclimate in the genital area, impaired sperm production, and potentially reduced hormone levels. Let's explore each of these in depth to understand why this matters and what you can do about it. First, let's talk about the microclimate created by underwear. Picture the perfect conditions for bacteria or fungi to thrive: a warm, dark, humid environment with minimal air circulation. Sound familiar? That's exactly what happens in the genital area when you wear tight underwear, especially for extended periods. After just a few hours, particularly in warm climates or during physical activity, the area becomes a breeding ground for microorganisms. This is why conditions like jock itch, medically known as tinea cruris, are so common among men. That persistent itching, redness, and rash isn't just an inconvenience, it's a fungal infection thriving in the warm, moist environment created by your underwear. Similarly, men can develop yeast infections, such as candidiasis, which many don't realize is possible. These infections cause discomfort, irritation, and sometimes a lingering odor, all of which can be prevented or minimized with better ventilation. Proper air circulation is critical for maintaining healthy skin in the genital area. When sweat evaporates freely, it keeps the skin dry and reduces the opportunity for bacteria and fungi to proliferate. Without adequate airflow, moisture gets trapped, creating a swamp-like condition that invites infections and irritation. This issue is particularly pronounced for men who lead active lifestyles or live in hot, humid climates. Synthetic fabrics like polyester or nylon, commonly used in modern underwear, exacerbate the problem by acting like a barrier that prevents air from reaching the skin. Over time, this can lead to chronic skin issues that affect comfort and confidence. By choosing underwear that promotes ventilation, or even going without when appropriate, you can significantly reduce these risks and maintain a healthier, more comfortable genital environment. Next, let's consider the impact on fertility, which is one of the most significant concerns tied to this habit. The process of sperm production, known as spermatogenesis, is highly sensitive to temperature. The testicles are located outside the body for a reason, to protect this delicate process from the body's internal heat. Even a small increase in scrotal temperature by just a couple of degrees can disrupt sperm production. Numerous studies have investigated the relationship between scrotal temperature and male fertility, and while the exact magnitude of the impact is still debated, the scientific consensus is clear: excessive heat is detrimental to sperm health. Research has shown that men who regularly wear tight-fitting underwear, which holds the testicles close to the body's warmth, tend to have lower sperm counts, reduced sperm motility, the ability of sperm to swim effectively, and a higher proportion of abnormally shaped sperm. These factors can significantly reduce fertility, making it harder to conceive. To put this in perspective, think of the testicles as a high-performance factory designed to operate within a specific temperature range. When you overheat this factory by wrapping it in tight, non-breathable fabric, it struggles to function efficiently. Over time, this chronic heat stress can impair the quality and quantity of sperm produced, potentially affecting a man's ability to start a family. For younger men who may not be thinking about fatherhood yet, this might seem like a distant concern, but the habits you form now can have long-term consequences. Fertility issues can take years to manifest, and by the time they become apparent, reversing the damage may be challenging. For men actively trying to conceive, the stakes are even higher, as even small improvements in sperm health can make a significant difference. Beyond fertility, there's another critical aspect to consider: the impact on testosterone production. The testicles aren't just responsible for producing sperm, they also generate about 95% of a man's testosterone through specialized cells called Leydig cells. These cells, like those involved in spermatogenesis, require a cooler temperature to function optimally. When the testicles are consistently exposed to higher temperatures due to tight underwear, the Leydig cells can struggle to produce testosterone efficiently. Testosterone is often thought of as the hormone that drives libido, but its role extends far beyond sexual desire. It's essential for maintaining energy levels, mental clarity, mood stability, muscle mass, bone density, and an overall sense of vitality. Low testosterone levels can lead to symptoms like fatigue, difficulty concentrating, reduced motivation, and challenges building or maintaining muscle mass, even with regular exercise. Chronic heat stress from tight underwear may not cause a dramatic drop in testosterone overnight, but over months and years, it can contribute to suboptimal levels that affect how you feel and perform. For men in their 20s and 30s, this might manifest as a vague sense of being off, less energy, lower drive, or difficulty recovering from workouts. For older men, who naturally experience a gradual decline in testosterone, adding unnecessary heat stress can exacerbate the issue, accelerating the loss of vitality. While many factors influence testosterone levels, including diet, exercise, stress, and sleep, creating an optimal physical environment for the testicles is a simple, controllable step that can make a meaningful difference. At this point, you might be wondering how to address these risks without drastically changing your daily routine. The good news is that small, intentional changes to your clothing choices can have a significant impact. Let's explore some practical steps you can take to align your habits with your body's natural design. First, prioritize the material of your underwear. Natural, breathable fabrics are the best choice for promoting ventilation and keeping the genital area cool and dry. Cotton is a time-tested option for good reason: it's soft, absorbent, and allows air to circulate freely. Other excellent choices include modal and bamboo, which are known for their softness and superior moisture-wicking properties. These materials help draw sweat away from the skin, reducing the risk of irritation and infections. In contrast, synthetic fabrics like polyester and nylon, while useful for certain types of athletic wear, tend to trap heat and moisture when worn for extended periods. For daily use, they're less than ideal, as they create a barrier that prevents proper airflow.